a special day of presentations today. We'll begin, as we begin many of our council meetings since early this summer, by chronicling and putting on our council record the impact of the aggressive, vicious, and some would say unconstitutional immigration enforcement that has been visited on our city and now many other cities across the United States. And today we'll have folks from Council District 15, which I'll ask Councilmember McCosker to introduce at this time, and we will hear from this resident.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, members. We are honored to be joined by a brave person, Eloy Marin's daughter, Jenny, and Jenny is here with me. Eloy is a beloved member of our Wilmington community. Eloy was picked up, abducted last Monday in a federal immigration enforcement sweep while he was at work at OHAS, which is an important business in our community. You know what Eloy was doing when he was picked up? He was just taking out the trash. He was just doing one of the things that happens in a small business. His employer, OHAS, posted on social media this message: "He has been a valued member of the OHAS family and a beloved part of our community for over 12 years. His dedication, kindness, and hard work have touched so many of our customers, including this customer, and staff alike." Eloy's family immediately came to our office, which is just up the block from OHAS. When they learned what had happened, we were gratified to be able to connect them to Congresswoman Barragan's office, who has been very helpful in helping initially locate Eloy. And then very importantly, Janice Hahn's office has been extremely helpful, and Esperanza Immigrant Rights has leaned in. So this really is, it's all about the family of electeds and good workers in our community all leaning in. But this is an important story to be able to tell. And I would like to introduce Jenny Marin, Eloy's daughter, to speak about the personal experience with this circumstance.
Good morning, Council. Thank you for having me and taking the time to hear a little bit about my story today. My name is Jenny Marin, and I am here to tell you about my dad, Eloy Marin, who was taken from our family last Tuesday on October 14th. Almost 30 years ago, when he was my age, my dad left Mexico chasing the American dream like most immigrants do. He came to the United States to build a better life, to start a family, and to contribute to this country, dreaming of one day becoming a citizen. But that simple human dream has proven far more difficult than he ever imagined. And now he's being punished for believing in it. Last Tuesday morning, while going on about his day and taking out the trash at work, he was cruelly and unlawfully taken by 3 ICE men without a warrant. They surrounded him, verbally abused him, and threatened him in attempts to force him to reveal his legal status. But my dad stood strong. He refused to give in to their intimidation, their cruelty, and their abuse of power. My dad is not a criminal. He is not a threat. He is a hardworking, kind, and selfless man, the kind of person every community needs more of. He has spent decades here, waking up early, working long hours, and doing everything that he can to provide for our family. He pays his taxes, treats everyone with kindness and respect, and he's always the first to lend a hand when someone needs it. To me, he's not just my dad. He's my best friend and the person that I look up to the most in this world. He's a man who has taught me what integrity looks like, what it means to show up, and how family is the most important thing we have in the world. He lives for his wife and 4 kids. He's the reason that I am the woman that I am now, hardworking and dedicated like him. Because of my dad, I will be the first in my family to graduate from university in engineering this fall. And I will have the life that he has always dreamed of. The man that I am telling you about, my dad, is the same man now that is sitting in a detention facility, hours away from his home and family. He sleeps in a room with more than 40 other men, eats food that shouldn't even be called food, and is only allowed outside for only 2 hours a day. He said he feels like a locked up animal, his freedom and comfort taken away from him. It has been exactly 1 week since he was taken from us. 1 week since he sat with us at our dinner table and kissed us goodnight. 1 week since our lives were turned upside down and filled with worry, fear, and an ache that doesn't go away. My dad does not deserve this. He deserves to be home with his family where he belongs. He deserves to spend the holidays surrounded by family, not locked behind walls. He deserves to see his kids graduate from college and share in the moments that he has worked so hard to make possible. With broken hearts, my family and community ask you to please help bring him home, as well as all of the others that have done no wrong in this society. Please stand with all the families who have been torn apart by these unjust detentions. No one should have to live in fear of losing the people they love for simply trying to build a better life. Thank you. Do I just keep signing here?
When this story was covered in the news, and when you see the video of Eloy being taken away in handcuffs, he carried himself with such dignity and such grace at the most traumatic moment maybe of his life. He was the only person in the shot that showed any human dignity. And you can see where Jenny gets it. The same grace and the same strength and the same power in telling her story. So thank you, Jenny, for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And we stand with you. Last Monday, I want to say that 7 people were taken in Wilmington. And the Wednesday before that, 10 people were arrested in San Pedro. And the weekend before that, enforcement agents targeted a car wash around the corner from my house, taking 1 worker but arriving in 7 vehicles, while a dozen other folks were in the employees-only area that worked, by the way. It worked. And agents, these cowardly agents, stayed on the perimeter of the property waiting for hours for these guys to come out. And I happened to be on site, and we were able to wait them out. This all happened within a month. Probably not coincidentally, it began right after a New Yorker article came out about the Harbor Area Peace Patrol, a group of do-gooders in our community, like many of you have in your communities, began documenting these stories. And these cowards, from the top on down, have targeted a community because we are willing to stand and take videos and record license plates and stick up for our neighbors who are not criminals. Like Eloy, they are folks who show up for work and pay taxes and do all the things from making the food to emptying the trash cans, because that's what decent, hardworking people do. So I want to thank Jenny for being here today. I want to thank everybody in all of our communities that support these efforts. I want to encourage folks in the 1-5 to sign up to support the Harbor Area Peace Patrol. I want to encourage everyone, if they see something, if they see an ICE operation, record it, and you can call the Rapid Response Hotline at 888-624-4752, because we're living in a moment in time, a moment in history, where folks will remember whether they stood with dignity and grace like Jenny and Eloy, or whether they cowardly turned on each other. So thank you, Council President, and thank you, members, for hearing this story, one of many, and every single one of these stories is deeply important. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker, and thank you, Jenny, for being with us this morning. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McCosker, and thank you, Jenny, for very powerfully and beautifully talking about what your family is going through right now. And, you know, your story is no different than mine. When I think about the shared history of what our families have endured in order to get it and make it in this country. I want to thank you for having the strength to show up and tell that story. But I want to remind everybody, because, you know, and Mr. McCosker, you know, this is important for us to keep top of mind for everyone. ICE is right now, there's an ICE sighting in, adjacent to my district in the city of San Fernando at the Home Depot once again, and that's where so much of this actually culminated. But what I want to remind everybody, because this is the unspoken part of what's happening when we talk about the cowardice or people trying to continue on with life as usual as all of this is happening. You know, our money speaks power, and immigrants represent a multi-billion part of our financial stability, not just in the state of California, not just in Los Angeles, but across this country. And where we spend our money is equally as important as protest. And making sure that we reinvest our dollars in the small immigrant-owned businesses, making sure that we don't support sports teams that don't stand with us or speak out in support of us, I think speaks volumes. And I want to encourage everybody to speak action with their dollars in addition to their words. And I think it's a movement that we need to continue to encourage people to embrace, because people can find rationality and distraction with a lot of this and justification to continue on with life as usual. But the reality is this moment, the one thing, and we saw this even with Disney's actions with Jimmy Kimmel, is that when we decide to actually use our dollars to speak what we want, people move. And so I want to encourage everybody to actually start spending their discretionary money intentionally and in a way that doesn't continue to enable the very behaviors with corporate interests that don't reflect the values that we hold, because that will speak volumes and it will actually move mountains. And so I want to thank you for powerfully sharing your story and for being here today. My prayers to your family and your father. May he continue to exude the strength that I know our community has this resilience, because sadly we've had to endure this many, many times. This isn't the first time. So God bless you. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rodriguez, and we look forward to hearing from all of our council districts. Members of the council have been great at facilitating these testimonials in our council meetings, which stay a part of our record forever. And so there will come a day when when we're on the other side of this thing, and we will have the receipts here in the LA City Council. All right, with that, we'll go to our next very exciting presentation, led by Councilmember Rahman of the 4th District, with a very, very special guest.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Diwali.
And for your example to this country and this world. So have a happy Diwali.
Spent 12 years of my life here in these seats, 6 of them in that chair. I know how heavy the burden of leadership can feel and how much sometimes this world constricts and feels like it is the weight of an entire city. But I hope today, in a moment of this division and distrust, we can find our dedication to the spirit of Diwali, which is a moment to feel the wings spring and the light emerge, and a moment for us to feel why we are here and how we can join hands together. Welcome all the new faces that are here, and also Harry Edo's still here, so some things never change. And to all of the staff and team that's here, the city family, thank you for embracing, together with our Indian, American, and Hindu community. I had the joy of celebrating Diwali at the second largest US mission in the world as our nation's ambassador, where, let me tell you, the party was about as big and as raucous as you can imagine, and I'm sure some of you have seen video evidence of that. But it taught me also that in India, you know, this is a holiday that's probably been celebrated from 14 to 15,000 years, arguably probably the longest continuous human, to be the first Asian American member of Congress in the 1950s. When you see people like Sunita Williams, who go into space representing our country, an Indian American woman, when we realize in commerce and in culture and business, and this isn't just an Indian celebration, by the way, from Bali to Bangladesh to Nepal and even Pakistan today.
Mr. Herman, if you are not ready, you can wait and let somebody else go ahead of you.
Fucking disabled, hold on.
Then you can ask for an accommodation, and we can provide you with a handheld.
Accommodation. Hold on.
Can you hold his time?
Mr. Herman, you're disrupting the meeting. That is your first warning.
And Mr. Herman, if you would like, as we've done previously, if you would like to request an accommodation, and as I have told you at the side personally, you can do so, and we can provide you with the handheld mic. But you routinely come to these meetings, as you are welcome to do so, but there's no need for you to bring all of your belongings to the front and delay public comment. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you, asshole. Regarding the Rodriguez-Hernandez issue about homelessness, what do you people think homeless is about? Is it about Stephen Taylor? Is it about Shangri LA? How about Cody Holmes? Those ring names to your head? Aren't these the people that were indicted, the developers involved with housing for homelessness? Isn't that what you're about, ramen noodle? Homelessness, housing? But yet, the corruption is a reality, Eric Garcetti. Hey, Eric, corruption. You're very familiar with this zero tolerance, right, Eric? Hey, Mr. Garcetti, you going to answer the question, please?
Mr. Garcetti is not a member of this body. This is your opportunity to address this body. So please stick to the items and address this body or move on.
Hey, listen, asshole. I'm talking about the municipal construction and permanent loans that you guys got through these assholes to steal public money. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm on topic. In addition to that, what about this Sambo issue on housing on 20? Homelessness Committee, Humphreys to the Los Angeles County Affordable Housing Solution. It's all bullshit. Judge David O'Carter knows, even Garcetti knows, that Sambo, Uncle Tom right here even knows that your plum stealing is over. Those days are over.
This is not on the agenda. You're welcome to speak to it during
the
general.
accompanying ordinance for August 7th, Environmental Equality Act.
Please speak to that item, or I'm going to move you to general public comment. This is your last warning.
Now, por tu atenciones, cabrones, pinche puto, on my general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Gracias, cabrón puto way.
Thank you, motherfucker.
25002-S86. Who in fucking America believes that you're here illegally gives you the right to the freedoms that we Americans fought for? It is war that gave us America, not illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants come to our fucked up country to take advantage of our fucked up rules, Mr. City Attorney, you fucking fool. Just like you're full of rules, full of bullshit, full of hate, full of radical racism towards disabled people, you motherfucker. So item 9 for the record, regarding the report and resolution by Rodriguez-Hernandez and that dumb fucking Urowski and that other stupid bitch that's not in here because they're celebrating some shit. If you don't like America, go celebrate your fucking bullshit in your fucked up countries. Thank you, asshole, you stupid
Your
fuck.
time has expired. I would note that we have been very patient with you, both at the committee meeting and at council. Your time has expired. You got your full time. So if we hear you again, you've already been warned and will be subject to removal pursuant to Council Rule 7 and Rule 12. For members of the public who are here for the first time, or if you've been here before, we apologize. We appreciate your patience. Mr. Herman continues to highlight the reason why we need to have these presentations and celebrate holidays from all cultures across the world. We appreciate your patience. Next speaker.
I'm speaking about Semillas del Pueblo Charter School in CD14. I'd also like to remind people that the council member for CD14 has been conducting City Hall business meetings at her home. I would like to ask the City of LA to immediately shut down Semillas del Pueblo Charter School due to the ongoing criminal activity being conducted there by its instructors and its board of directors. My father was a founder of that school. Since his death, millions of dollars in real estate fraud and intellectual property have been stolen from his only rightful biological heir, myself, and distributed among various instructors and board of directors at Semillas del Pueblo Charter School. I would like to say that Irene Vasquez has personally hired people to break into my home that I lawfully inherited from my great-grandfather. She's hiring people to beat me up.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker.
I want to start with Happy Diwali, Miss Rahman. That was a lovely presentation. But I'm going to start with number 9, okay? Because this one's a little tough for me, because as we all know, Mr. Lee owes me an apology, right? But this is actually a good one, because he's trying to take care, right? You're taking care of the neighborhood, right? Taking care of the schools, the Rotary. My dad was in Rotary, the fire department, so I can't be against that. And I feel that since this morning, like I went to one of the really early meetings, which I've never done before, and I feel like Mr. Lee and I had a little bit of a bonding this morning, right? We said hi to each other, and I think that's progress. So I'm going to say, just for today, vote yes on number 9. But until I get my apology, it's going to be no, no, no from now on. But I feel we're making progress. So, and in the celebration of Diwali, we're going to say yes to number 9. When it comes to, I think it's what, number 7, or the one with the dealing with the improving. I forget. Improving the accessibility. Sorry. Anyway, okay. One thing with the city, when you guys are doing these projects to make it really nice, you're making it even harder for those of us who are in a chair, and I don't think you realize it. I wish you guys, when you're doing this stuff, that you would actually consult people in chairs, because you put all this beautiful rocks and everything, but then you make the call button to where we have to go over these rocks to hit the call button, and then we have to try to come back, and I can send a video to all of you, if that would help, to show you how all these things that seem beautiful in progress to get accessibility are actually creating more of a hindrance. Sometimes I'd rather deal with the bumpy, jagged sidewalks that exist than to deal with these improvements, because you're not doing it from the point of view of people in chairs. And mind you, the city, I go through chair tires, you go through car tires because of these streets. So I would really ask you to fix that. And as far as the median, I want to say no. I mean, yes, I want to help medians, but I want you to, whoever is in charge of taking care of medians, they have to do it, because the Church of Scientology in North Hollywood promised to take care of a median by Burbank and Lancashire, and they have yet. They don't. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. And I think it's disgusting that people want to adopt a median to have their name attached to it and make, oh, we're so great in the community, but then it's horrible. It's horribly kept, lots of trash. They don't keep their promise with it. So you have to be careful. You have to do follow-up when you let people adopt these medians, because it's absolutely ridiculous, right? Like, it should be nice, especially since they have billions of dollars. They could do it nice, but they just don't. So they lied to the community about it, and now we're paying the price with the ugly median.
General public comment.
Okay. Well, I always like to say hi first and, to Smoke and Scan, and glad they're here, seeing all these shenanigans that go on here, so I appreciate that. But I'm here because I want to say that, again, with the Church of Scientology, they had a permit for Saturday and Sunday, but they started setting up on Friday, and magically when the police went and asked them for a permit, they showed some other secondary permit, and they said there's permits for the event and then a separate permit for the street closure, and that's not how it works. There's nowhere that I can find in the city that they had a permit for Friday. And so this stuff has to stop. And they also have to stop because they still were using their slave wages. The people were making slave wages anywhere from $0 to $47 a week for 110 hours per week. We see them doing it. It's illegal. There's no religious exemption on city property, thankfully, because we are a city, right, that we support our unions and we support people making real wages. Okay, so thank you.
Next speaker.
Councilman Rodriguez and Padilla, thank you very much for introducing Council File 1152 regarding convicted sex offenders on neighborhood council boards. There's a woman named Simi Park that works for Mr. Bloomingfield. Her position in writing and also on video is the formerly justice involved shall not be discriminated against. That includes convicted sex offenders. She went to the city attorney's office because I was going into convicted sex offenders that were on boards into their criminal case as an intervener to have them removed. Then that toxic little bitch said, I'm being a racist. You're going to be vilified because of Simi Park, that piece of shit motherfucker asshole. Thank you.
Next speaker.
All items and general public comment.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Starting off with item 10, which is a motion from City Staffer B and Harris-Dawson to move the Public Safety Committee meeting earlier to 2:30 instead of 3:30. How about you move the public safety meeting to the evening and in the community so that more people can come and... How much time do I have? You never started the clock. But yeah, the public safety committee meeting should be in the evening and in the community so people can come and participate in these meetings instead of having it earlier and earlier in the day to fit Staffer B's schedule or something. It's harder for me to get to 2:30 than even 3:30. So you should make it in the evenings and in the community. So let's move on to item 13, which is lighting up City Hall for Salvadorian American Heritage Day. What are you doing for Salvadorian Americans? Not much. Kind of like how you're not doing much for Indian Americans. That Diwali presentation was more honoring Garcetti, it seemed like. So we have item, let's see, we got a bunch of track maps. Let's see, we have some stuff towards the end. All these maps are really complicated. Okay, let's just go to general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
So, I want to talk about this weekend, last weekend, actually. So, we saw that the LAPD was once again violating restraining orders and court injunctions, a restraining order that you affirmed last Friday that said that the LAPD cannot target journalists during protests. And what did they do? They targeted journalists. They literally targeted a journalist who's suing them for something else specifically fire less lethals at that journalist. There's an injunction that says that they can't use less lethals to move the crowd. They've used less lethals to move the crowd. And it's all in service of supporting and protecting and assisting ICE, which of course lying Chief McDonnell, who should be fired, keeps lying and claiming they don't do when in fact they are doing it.
You guys are really going to want to pay attention since you didn't listen to that guy. This morning I've listened to this council, like the mayor, tell us to film and document ICE operations. And you had the balls to do that while standing next to a victim of this trauma. And yet, a couple blocks away, the biggest ICE operation in our city takes place on a daily basis at the MDC. And LAPD not only prevents us from filming, they attack us and arrest us for standing up for it. LAPD said fuck you to every single person on this council on Saturday at No Kings. They violated the Bain Act by using prior restraint. You told them they couldn't hurt journalists. They said, fuck you, watch us. I watched them pick out journalists, pick them out and shoot them point blank. That's not the federal government, that is our LAPD. They do not respect you, so use the power you have and stand up for us. A 2/3 vote can remove Jim McDonald. Every day we go out there and we risk our freedom. We risk our lives and our safety. Will you do something to help us? We are begging you.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker.
Me llamo Eulalia Miranda y trabajo en Taco Bell aquí en Los Ángeles.
My name is Eulalia Miranda and I work in Taco Bell here in Los Angeles.
Estoy aquí para hablar sobre la ordenanza de trabajo justo en la comida rápida.
I'm here to talk about the ordinance for fair work in fast food.
Esta ordenanza aseguraría que los trabajadores de comida rápida conozcamos nuestros derechos en el trabajo y cómo enforzarlos.
This ordinance will allow us fast food workers to know our rights in the workplace and to be able to enforce them.
Como yo no sabía mis derechos, me lastimé mi brazo y me hicieron trabajar lastimada y hasta que la unión me explicó qué derechos tenía fue que pude hacer algo. Ahora ya aprobaron mi cirugía.
When I was working, because I did not know my rights, I had hurt my arm and I was forced to work with an injured arm. And it was then when the union informed me of my rights, I was able to move forward and to understand what I was able to do.
Sé que muchos trabajadores de comida rápida no conocemos sus derechos, enfrentan problemas similares.
And I know that many other fast food workers who do not know their rights are indeed facing similar problems as mine.
Nuestros jefes no quieren que conozcamos nuestros derechos para defendernos y detener los abusos.
Yeah, and our bosses do not want us to know our rights to be able to defend ourselves and to prevent abuse in the workplace.
Necesitamos entrenamientos de una organización externa que no esté a favor de la compañía.
We need training from an external organization that is not in the pockets of the company.
Speaker, your time has expired.
El comentarista se le acabó su tiempo.
Teresa Villegas representing Verizon in support of creating the metal and wire theft reward program. As you know, this issue has been in the news as of late, and there is a big copper wire theft incident that continues to rise throughout Los Angeles. Verizon is working tirelessly alongside law enforcement and city officials to combat this threat. But in reality, it is stark, and the crime is against many Angelenos and cuts out vital communication services throughout Los Angeles and for those who need it most. Thank you for partnering with us to address this crisis. We respectfully request that the city fund for the Heavy Metal Task Force and that we ask for your support for this item. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, council members. My name is Vanessa Bautista. I am the community engagement strategist with Best Friends Animal Society. Just here to invite you all to our annual super adoption event happening November 1st and 2nd at the Rose Bowl. This is Los Angeles' largest adoption event featuring hundreds of adoptable dogs and cats from LA Animal Services and our local rescue partners. It's a fun, family-friendly weekend where Angelenos can make a life-saving difference and maybe meet their new best friend. Events like these help reduce shelter overcrowding, support our city's no-kill efforts, and connect community with vital pet care resources. We'd love to see you there and hope you can participate. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Councilmember Smoking Scan. Let's start with item number 9.
Item number 9 is talking about several monetary items, specifically about one of the items is $25,000 for Northridge Women's Club. I'm here to support this because my friend Dana is part of the Northridge Women's Club, and then she taught me that we need to make every single effort to support every single woman. And then because we are supporting women, that I made an executive decision that from now on, I want to legally change my gender from man to woman because I support women too much. So I continue to support the Northridge Women's Club. However, our city attorney is very racist that they only support women in Northridge. Our city attorney does not support women in Skid Row and women in Figueroa. But I am here to support every single woman in the city of Los Angeles. It doesn't matter if you're in Northridge or if you're in Figueroa or if you're in Skid Row. Now let's move on to item number 13. All right, Dana, you need to listen carefully. You need to stop having sex right there. All right, item number 13 is about special recognition about Salvadorian American Heritage Day. Yes. I am a proud El Salvadorian immigrant, and I'm a proud member of the Illegal Border Crossing Association. So I ended up in the United States illegally, and then unfortunately President Trump deported me back to El Salvador, and I was in a mega prison for like several months, especially without any ED treatment in the mega prison. So I'm here to advocate to recognize all holidays in El Salvadorian, and I am here to advocate we need to continue to improve the condition in the El Salvadorian mega prison, especially for their ED treatment inside of the mega prison facility. Everyone deserves ED treatment. Thank you very much, Dana. Now let's move on to item number 18, 19, 20. Okay, Dana, you need to stop having sex right there over the phone. All right, item number 18, item number 19 is all about the Affordable Housing Solution Agency. Well, guess what? I got a good news, Dana, because that Los Angeles City, there was recently 2 so-called developers just indicted, and then right now they are facing federal prosecutions. Why? Because
Speaker,
millions
which item
of millions
are you
of money.
to?
Because millions of money they
Speaker,
are using.
I need you to identify the item you're speaking to. I'm going to move you to general public comment.
For the affordable housing solutions and the agencies, but again, their affordable housing agencies, they continue to wasting the money without
so
any
you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Without any transparency. So we're gonna continue to helping our homeless population, but the thing is that every single millionaire, billionaire developer in the city of LA, they are continue to wasting their money. All right, Dana, okay, you cannot write on his face. No, Dana, get out of his face right now. No, so general public comment, I am here to continue to support our ICE law enforcement. They continue to get attacked. They continue to receive violent threat. They continue to getting illegal doxed by the Los Angeles City Council member, by the illegal, by the Black Lives Matter member, by the woke, by the mob, by the rioters. But I am here to stand in solidarity with every single federal law enforcement, local law enforcement, and then most important, I wish that I can get some of my ED treatment from my favorite nurse, Dana. Thank you very much, Dana. Thank you very much, Smoking Scan. CD1, Spindler.
First paragraph for item 1 and 2, A and B for item 2. So I'm standing for Bob Blumenfield for the 3rd District because that's where I reside, on Orange Drive and DeLongpre Avenue. So for item 2, it says to adopt the following factors to calculate the appropriations limits for 2025-26. And these numbers are not accurately inputted. This says that the number is 0.44% when the actual number is 1.76%, which equals 1606 times 4. That's the math I did, which is actually 6,424%, which means that the population percent change in the city is actually 6,424% change of the population. And then for item B, The California per capita income change is 6.44%,
So,
which is
Speaker,
actually
you've exhausted your time on item
32%.
2, so I'm going to ask that you move on to item number 1, please.
So there has been an 80.06% missing, and I actually, as a community impact statement, say no.
Okay, so
because there
Speaker, I
has
can move
been
you to
an
general public comment if you'd
missing
like,
of the
but you've
stamina
exhausted your
of
time
what
on
it
item 2.
means to submit information and
Okay, so you have
request
1 minute for general.
$9,235,505,368,000 is not substantial because they're missing 80.06% out of the population income for California. So 80% of the population income is actually missing, and there has been a 6,424% change within the city of Los Angeles. So to adopt the 9,235,505,368 is actually over 80% missing of the fiscal value that should be placed there, and I do not support this notion 25-0600-S45, and that is my time.
Thank you, Speaker. And as we wait for the next speaker to get up, Mr. Herman, I have warned you about this multiple times before. This is not your home. This is a historic building. Do not put your feet up on the pews. So please remove them. I would remind you that you've already been warned before. So please remove your feet from the pews. Now. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you to Representative Hernandez for the injunction. But I just want to play the audio from LAPD escalating on the night of No Kings. This girl is in the back and she is shot. They shoot into the crowd and then she is shot with a non-lethal in the stomach. And I think if I have to hear it.
So can we pause the speaker's time? Speaker, I apologize. So you're welcome. So your time is paused. You're welcome to provide public comment. If you'd like to let us know where the link is, that's fine as well.
Okay.
But this is an opportunity for you to speak as opposed to just playing a video.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I just felt if I had to see that in person and hear someone scream after LAPD shot a young girl in the stomach with a non-lethal just into the crowd after you guys, this council said they couldn't do that and shoot journalists. There's tons of videos that I could send. And yeah, that's all. If you want the respect of LAPD, they don't respect you.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go
Nearly every
ahead.
modern device that now rolls out of a factory has been weaponized and equipped with beamforming technology. This is Ron Johnson. He's to the right of Trump. And by the way, him using the word Skynet, I looked it up. It's anyway, you have to look it up yourself. His name, he's a senator from Wisconsin, Ron Johnson. I hope others, I actually thought he was lying, but he's actually an electrical engineer and he sounds like it. Okay, weaponized and equipped with beamforming technology similar to 5G. The antennas in these devices can be as big as a cordless phone antenna or as small as an LED diode. Every device is programmed to wirelessly connect to the deep state. He hates the deep state, Skynet system, and is automatically fed attack profiles for red-listed individuals. He hates us, deep state, that's what we are. But I want to give a fair hearing to him.
My name is Daniel Sosa. I want to first thank you guys for your action at the 11th hour on Friday, instructing the city attorney to stop challenging the injunction against LAPD from using certain less lethal weapons against protesters and press. Thank you for breaking from the chief, the mayor, and the city attorney on this important issue. Thank you for doing your best to keep Angelenos safe. However, LAPD assaulted peaceful protesters and verified credentialed members of the press again on Saturday, despite a TRO preventing them from doing just that. It's all on video. They shot at least one member of the press with a rubber bullet. They batoned a woman in the head who required 6 staples. LAPD used prior restraint to close off a street in anticipation of protests. They declared unlawful assembly on a peaceful crowd who had not engaged in any property damage or violent behavior whatsoever. LAPD is the entity who broke the law and used violence on Saturday. Why does LAPD have such a problem? LAPD has no idea what they're doing out there. LAPD needs a new chief who is from LA and understands LA, or this city is going to continue to go broke. And I want to remind you that you, the city council...
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
Good morning. My name is Valerie Berkeley, Senior Public Policy Manager for the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce, the largest business organization in the Los Angeles region. The Los Angeles Chamber extends its support in the establishment of a metal wire and theft rewards program. The Chamber has advocated for the city to prioritize addressing wire and metal theft, as it has been a significant and persistent issue costing the city tremendous amounts of money in damaged infrastructure for utilities and telecommunications, leading to significant delays in repairs. We support the creation of a trust designated to reward individuals who provide information leading to the identification, apprehension, and conviction of those responsible for metal and wire theft from city property. The Chamber also supports an annual report to track fund activity to ensure the money is rewarding citizens for the participation in the program. Thank you for giving us extra time.
Good morning, Mr. President and honorable City Council members. I'm Noel Palais, representing AT&T External Affairs in Greater Los Angeles. AT&T strongly supports the city's proposed ordinance for a tiered reward program to combat copper theft and related crimes. Copper theft has reached crisis levels, with Los Angeles experiencing the highest rate in California. In 2025 alone, AT&T has faced more than 1,800 copper theft incidents statewide, over 95% of them occurring here in Los Angeles. In the county, losses have already exceeded $26 million. When copper theft cables are stolen, it disrupts essential communications, including access to emergency services. To address this, AT&T is pursuing legislative reform, partnering with law enforcement, and hardening our infrastructure, such as securing entry points and deploying surveys technologies. AT&T is committed to being part of the solution, and we thank the City Council and law enforcement for your leadership and partnership on this urgent matter. Thank you.
My name is Michael Evankamp. I live in the Valley. While I appreciate the words about fighting ICE and investing in defensive communities with respect, I feel like it's just words. You mentioned action groups reporting ICE. I've been in those groups in the Valley, checking on day laborers, protecting people. And not once have I seen a council member show up to help. Not once I've heard anyone here call out LAPD's presence at the Metropolitan Detention Center, guarding the very people responsible for these kidnappings. I do appreciate that this council shut down the city attorney and LAPD's attempt to appeal the rule protecting press at protests, but that rule was still broken on Saturday. Press were targeted, protesters were hurt, and even one LAPD car drove into a crowd and hit someone. How is that accountability? Today, I hope to hear real action, some acknowledgement of the 100+ U.S. citizens taken by ICE without due process or dignity. But again, it's just platitudes. You are City Council, you have the power. Cities like Portland and Chicago...
Speaker, your time has expired.
My name is Delmar Thompson. I'm from Marina Del Rey. My dog was brutally attacked in Birch Park on September 8th, and I went down and tried to get him out of the mouth of the dog that attacked him, who weighed 100 pounds. My Chihuahua weighed 8 pounds. And there is no law on the books to put a dog that kills another dog to sleep. And thousands of people have little small dogs. This dog brutally attacked him. The guy didn't even pull him back. I went down, I fought, I got him out of his mouth, he was still alive, and the dog jumped with me on his back and grabbed him again and killed him. I'm shattered, and animal control can't do anything, LAPD can't do anything. They need to make a law that if a dog kills another dog, he has to be put to sleep, period.